We are live. Come in the room, come in the room. You are going to want to listen to this video until the end, whether you are tuning in live or you're seeing the replay. Either way, you want to come in the room because we are going to talk about daily emails that turn casual readers on your email list into 7K per week at least clients, and anything less in your business is just noise. Because I've been having these conversations with those of you on my Instagram. Some of you have come in the comments like, hey, I'm only seeing 10% of my revenue from Instagram. I'm only seeing 10% of my revenue from social media. This is something that is not just happening to you. This happens across the board. I've seen this happen over the years since 2020, to be quite honest. Year by year, we're seeing an increase in the necessity for email marketing and taking those sales conversations offline, because social media should really just be used for like brand awareness, brand maintenance, for searchability, so that you are available to your clients or prospects whenever they're looking for you. But the real sales conversations tend to happen offline, especially if someone has expressed interest in working with you via social media, but they're not converting. And then they go to your email list and then they turn into a client like maybe a week after, 2 weeks after, whatever the case may be. It's going to be much easier to convert those people via email. But here's the problem. If you are not sending daily email communications, then you are leaving money on the table and you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. So let's talk about this. Most people think email marketing is about sending a nice newsletter once a week. They think it's about staying top of mind and writing something friendly and maybe dropping in a discount code every now and then. But let me tell you the honest truth. That is not a strategy. That is noise, because if your emails are not designed to turn casual readers into loyal paying customers and clients to generate consistent measurable revenue every single week, you are leaving tens of $1,000s on the table for no good reason. But today I'm going to show you exactly what the difference looks like so that you can send this off to your marketing team, to your sales team, so that you guys can be on one accord with how to drive more revenue in your business, especially when there's a lot of chaotic things happening in the world. This becomes even more pertinent and even more necessary. So let's get on the same page for a moment. What is the real job of an email? It's not to get necessarily opened. It's not necessarily even to get clicked. It's to create a buyer. Yes, you want opens and clicks, but only because they're stepping stones to trust, authority, and purchase decisions. When I work with my private clients who on average pay $3,000 per month for my email marketing advisory services, we're not talking about, like, our conversations are not, how can we make this prettier? How can we make this cuter? We're actually talking about how can we segment this list so the right people see the right message? How do we position you as a founder who is an expert advisor? And how do we create daily micro conversions that add up to real-time sales? I'm going to tell you about a story with a mental health practitioner that I was working with just a year or so ago. And we were having a conversation during the boardroom marketing meeting where she's like, hey, I want to do a lot of like meet the team type of posts. And it's okay to do that once in a while, but she wanted to do like 7 meet the team emails like every single month, and really getting in depth of like, oh, this is our teammate who is super, super spectacular because they have a master's in social work and this person has a PhD. And I'm telling you right now, that type of content on social doesn't perform too bad, but for your email list, that type of content is like an allergy. Because your emails are there to sell. Like, I want you to think of emails as like part of a sales engineering mechanism where you're getting someone to trust you. So it's like getting on a sales call and you're like, somebody wants to work with you. They're inquiring about your services. And then you just start saying, hey, well, my team has a PhD and this person, she just joined last week. That's not going to resonate with them. They want to know about the process and the offer and what their life looks like after working with you. Those should be the only 3 things that you really talk about via email, aside from like your tactical tips and your more practical tips, especially if you're in finance, real estate, or healthcare, right? And so let's get into the real data on strategic daily emails, magnetic emails, which is my bespoke process. Now, my clients typically see 37% average open rates, for segmented lists, okay? Now, a segmented list is a portion of your email list, no matter how big or small, no matter if you have 55K subscribers or you have 5,000 subscribers. That segmented portion, for example, could be a segment of the list. I've been working Go High Level a lot recently. And one of their segmented portions is that you can segment the list based on who's been engaged in the last 60 days, the last 90 days, and even the last 5 days, okay? So that's an example of segmentation. You can also segment by buyer types. So if you are someone that has multiple offers, like one of my other clients in e-commerce, they have lots of offers. And it's a high ticket e-commerce product, but they're basically doing certain test results, okay? And so each test result requires a different segment in the list. So we are changing the copy for each different segment, but that strategy works for her because she has different products versus another client I have. They have one signature offer. So for them, it's more beneficial to segment based on how recent that client was into their email system or how recently they've been engaging, okay? So I just wanted to iterate that. Now, my clients also see on average with these segmented email lists 2 to 5% conversion rates on direct email offers. And then the average that they receive in revenue, and this is just like a baseline average. Most of my clients do much, much more than this, but $7,000 per week in average sales for service-based providers and a few e-commerce companies that I've worked with for daily emails, okay? And then for automated sequences, those are typically going to get you much more revenue. Your automated sequences, like your welcome sequence, that gets people to see who you are when they first come across you, that's typically going to be that point. Depending on what your offer is, that's usually going to be the point that they begin working with you. Now, if you have like a super complex offer or a package of 5K and up, then your welcome sequence will more so function as like an educational process. So it differentiates a lot based on your product, okay? And that's why it's so important to get that custom email marketing advisory so that you're not just shooting in the dark and hoping for the best, because you're beyond the point where you can just look on social media and look at somebody's website and say, hey, I like that strategy, so let me try it. It's like you need the nuance to understand your data to see how you can convert clients, because it's largely data based, okay? Now let's talk about why daily emails work, because it's psychology and it's not spam. Some people think that if you hear daily emails, you're like, oh my gosh, will I annoy people? But the fact of the matter is, if somebody has already watched your hour-long webinar, they are opting in with the mindset that you are going to provide a deeper level of education for that person. They didn't subscribe because they think you're going to spam them. They subscribed because they want more information. And so it's a huge disservice to that person if you do not give them that information on a daily cadence. If you're not going to do it daily, then at least do it at least 4 times a week, because they already subscribed, right? So somebody subscribing to your list is saying, I want more information, teach me more, tell me more, show me what decision to make. And you have to be a bit assertive with helping them make that decision, because at the end of the day, if you're not going to take their hand and walk them through that decision and what it looks like to work with you, they're going to linger and become confused and eventually drop off your email list. They may not necessarily unsubscribe, but they're not going to be engaged. They're not going to book a call. They're not going to go to your checkout page. And they may end up working with your competition that feels more confident in being a bit assertive and being a bit more empathetic and walking them through, hey, this is what you can do, X, Y, and Z. These are the steps you can take should we work together. That's very direct. That's very assertive. That's very much the energy that you need to have via email. Do not let email be the place where you're like, oh, let me just back out of the deal right now. Like, imagine if, let's say, like a huge marketing advisor for a Fortune 500 company, let's say the vice president of marketing, would go in and have a meeting with an account executive that they are super excited to work about for their company. The CEO and the executive team want them to go and have that meeting. Imagine if that vice president would then walk in the room and then just go quiet and say, you know what? I don't want to annoy you. I know you're here to have a meeting with us. I know that you're ready to spend money with us. I know that you want to get this specific problem solved as quickly as possible. But I think I'm going to back out because I don't think you want to hear from me, right? That would never happen. That's not logical. So I just want to change your mindset on that. Like, think about you being the vice president of marketing for your business. If it's difficult for you to do that, then have an email marketing copywriter and email marketing strategist do that for you so you can take that fear that you feel off, because that's not going to help you, especially in these times. When we're talking about selling in the midst of chaos, that requires being direct and assertive and also empathetic to teach someone and show them, I can walk you through this process and here's exactly what it looks like. What do you want to do? Okay, that should be the energy that you bring to your email marketing strategy. And understand, spam is irrelevant. Strategy is desired. If you show up in your emails, in your readers' inbox daily with value, you're training them to look for you. You're training them to say, hey, this person's going to have some type of blog, some type of video, some type of new ebook. They're going to have something next level for me to consume and learn more about the industry so that I can solve my biggest problem right now. You become familiar, you stay top of mind, and you guide their decision making. This automatically equates to conversions. This is why I can guarantee results for my clients, because it's not like this lukewarm type of thing where we're like halfway in, halfway out. It's very assertive. It's very much, hey, we have this new blog, check it out. 9 times out of 10, by the time people read all the content that you have available, for one client, it's a lot of Facebook Live videos. She also has blogs that we began publishing last year on her website. But for you, it may be your podcast. I had a client in mental health that it was mostly her podcast, that we would then reiterate what was happening on her podcast, some of the interviewers she had on there, some of the processes that she had published on the podcast. All of these methods are ways to use omni-channel marketing in email and retention marketing. Because I want you to imagine that you're a founder juggling 100 things. Your inbox is noisy, but there's one sender whose emails always help you think more clearly about your biggest problem, or they make you feel heard, seen, and understood. Who do you hire when you're ready? Obviously, you're going to hire that sender of those emails. Let that be your firm. Let me get a sip of my coffee. Now, here's an example. Let's talk about a daily email breakdown, what this could look like, especially if you're a consultant that is already bringing in at least $7,000 per week, if not more. You can talk about the number one mistake founders make when scaling their firms. You can do a client case study. This could be on your blog, or this could be even like a live video that you're sharing with your email list. Then day 3, you could do a quick win, which could be a value add where you talk about what's been happening this week in your firm. Or maybe even if your clients have come into some type of issues, like if one case that you had took a little bit longer, talk about that as well and talk about how you guys were able to divert that problem and make it into a solution. Then you can also talk about behind the scenes on day 4, position yourself as the advisor. Day 5 can be just a short email, like less than 150 characters, where it's a strong call to action to book a strategy call, to read a blog, to watch a video, to download an ebook, whatever it is, you just want to get that audience engaged. And then day 6 can be myth busting, like for marketing, it could be like why you don't need ads yet or something along those lines. And then day 7 can be very like newsletter style, a weekly digest. What's going on in the firm? What's going on in the industry? Or look at this statistic we've seen. Look at this new topic that we've seen in the industry for day 7, okay? And so let me talk you through the framework that I use for clients in magnetic emails. When clients pay $3,000 per month, they're not paying for words on a page. They are buying a system built on a couple of core pillars. Daily emails with proven psychology, topic strategy, segmentation, bi-weekly strategy calls, and then data analysis. This is our 5-step process, okay? So daily emails have to come with clear hooks, storytelling and urgency, and then psychological framework. So like loss aversion, authority, social proof, things of that nature. And then topic strategy, because you as a CEO, you do not need to waste all your time brainstorming. So you need to align with your services, with your launches, with your evergreen sales. So I come up with the topics for you. Segmentation, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Different lists requires a different message based on your product inventory and your product marketing, based on the offers that you have, or you can launch specific offers in specific seasons. But either way, that requires both list segmentation and messaging segmentation. And then bi-weekly strategy calls, so 2 times out of the month, we come together to strategize. I show you your Google slide doc of all the topics that I have for us for the month, and you say yes or you say no, and we strategize together. It takes so much pressure off of my clients to where they don't have to think of everything themselves, right? That takes so much stress off of you as a CEO who is juggling so many things. You're leading a team. You're probably also a parent. You're probably also married. You're investing in other areas. Maybe you have projects going on at your house where you're redoing certain furnishings in your home. So there's a lot of things that are happening around you, and taking that strategy and giving it to a retention marketing strategist not only gives you more peace, but amplifies the revenue that you are able to create, okay? And I actually have a case study on this. If you were to go to www.tiffygwrites.co, go to the blog vault. You are going to scroll down until you see a case study on the right-hand side, how one client got an 808% increase over a span of 298 days. Check it out, www.tiffygwrites.co. Go to the blog vault. You're going to scroll down to about the 5th blog, okay? And you can also just binge that blog in general. I've been writing on my blog for 9 years, giving you the best marketing tips available. Now, lastly, data analysis. We're looking at your open rates, click to open rates, click rates, unsubscribe, spam data, sales data. We're optimizing your subject lines and your offer suite. And then we're looking at the times that we send emails as well to make sure we are literally amplifying everything humanly possible that we can amplify and optimize in your email list, okay? So that is it for this video. Again, I want you to check out my website. Go to www.tiffygwrites.co. If any of this has resonated with you, if you're curious, if you're like, okay, I want to learn more about this process, show me more of what this looks like, show me more case studies, testimonials, www.tiffygwrites.co. You're going to see the homepage, which walks you through the process. And then you go to the blog section of the website to see the case studies. As of right now, there are 2 core ways to work with me. You can do a magnetic emails VIP day. So if you're like, I don't want to do the entire year-long or 6-month or 3-month-long experience of having those emails written for me. Instead, you're looking more so for something that's done with you. And it's like a one-time thing where I teach you and show you how to create your own custom email marketing strategy and write your emails for you just one time. It's like a VIP day week session where we go through and we write 20 emails together. I'm going to show you how to segment your email list and all of those wonderful things. That is $2,100. There is one space available for that slot, okay? And before I end this live, I also want to go through one more thing and tell you why most people fail with their email list. It's because they treat email like an afterthought. They buy a template pack and think it's a strategy, or they show up once every few weeks with, I'm checking in emails. And if you want sales, you need real commitment. Just like if you want to be married, or if you are married, you know that it requires an actual commitment, daily sales, a covenant, a contract. Like that's also what's required to sell to your audience, especially if you have packages that are over $3,000. The lukewarm thing has to go away. The I'm afraid to show up thing has to go away. And you have to be okay with being a little bit uncomfortable to get yourself to your next level. Or investing in a teammate or a fractional marketing director who can assist you through that process, okay? And I want you to remember, daily emails are not about being spammy. It's about showing up with purpose and intentionality every single day. So is daily email for everyone? Honestly, no. Like if you're a new entrepreneur, you're under 100K in business, you're under 250K in business, maybe you don't have a large list, daily emails may not be for you. This is actually best for founders and firms who are past scaling, who are really expanding their territory, who have the client contact bases, okay? You have an email list waiting on you of thousands of people. That's how you know, okay, I'm already paying for this email list of a couple thousand people. It could be up to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, however many people but you are paying for the email list. So you need to show up and articulate your value to them consistently, at least once a day, okay? And again, if you want to see real data and real case studies, head to www.tiffygwrites.co to see how you can immerse yourself in the magnetic emails experience. I'll talk to you in the next video. Feel free to leave your questions down below. Even after the live is over, if you leave your questions, I will come back and answer them for you. Talk soon.